Apparently something's wrong with Facebook comments.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It said something about it not working. Let's see real quick. Yeah, not even coming through. Yeah, not even coming through. Okay, cool. Welcome, episode 338 SND podcast. And I'm going to start us right off. Vin, is this like the most miserable you've ever been sports wise? Like, it's like everything. Like, I've been with you around terrible games, but this is like, it's all going like a giant hole that you're just living in right now.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Come
Yeah.
to talk to you again.
I just got my refund from the NLDS game that I was supposed to go to, so that just hit depressing the soul over again. To be completely honest, that was like, I can't believe that the goddamn Phillies are in the World Series. Every time I say it, it's more unbelievable that the Phillies are in the World Series.
Yeah, it sucks.
Did you know, and this is like, not trying to be a downer right now, and for anybody watching on Facebook, just so you know, the comments are down. So if you send us one, we will not see it. Please put it over to our YouTube channel where you'll be able to find it and be able to comment. Danny's getting a call from Marinara. But there was like some weird thing where it said like every time Philadelphia has ever won a championship in baseball, and this goes back to the Athletics, the following like year was a depression year, like a recession on the economy. And I was like, holy shit, now I'm even more rooting for the Houston Astros.
I mean, we're in line for it, though. People keep saying a recession is coming. I don't know.
Yeah, man. But maybe, an Astros win can flip everything around, man.
That's it. They haven't lost. They're 7-0.
The Astros have not lost. Well, this is what happens when the postseason and you add cameras to the ballpark.
It's it's not a great time right now. I might get really into the Knicks, which is obviously the answer to all the problems.
I love Julius Randle, by the way. Danny, did you hear what he said after the game?
No, I missed it.
He said, so I was listening to 10-10 this morning, and he goes, yeah, we were bad at home last year, so our goal going into the season was to play better at home. I was like, your goal should be just to play better in general.
Yeah, but I think that...
for him himself, his goal should just be better.
His goal should be to put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, he looks better. Overall,
he should act like every year is a 1-year deal for him.
Yeah, his overall vibes are better so far in 3 games. So,
do you think, Danny,
it's amazing
that has to do with them not trading anybody, them not moving anybody? Do you think that has to do a lot with them not making that big trade to splash and kind of keeping basically everybody except for the free agent that they brought in together?
Brunson? I guess. And the 2 moves that they did do were pretty good, solid moves. So,
right. It's not like they were
it's
like
really
game-changing stuff.
Yeah, Brunson is pretty much game-changing for the Knicks standpoint because they actually finally have a point guard not
First
named
Stephon Marbury.
Yeah, basically.
Crazy Stephon Marbury.
Basically. So it's pretty huge that that has the stability of an offense. So, and defensively, and just the overall leader of the team. So the potential of him paying off dividends, even though a big contract, could hopefully pay off within like a couple months. So I'm here for it. Just the like 3 games in, you can just tell the difference. So it's going to be interesting when they go on their first slump of the season and how they stick moving the ball around and just playing smart basketball. How long does that last? Basically in the NBA.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't know. That's really much about the Knicks. They played 3 games, so I didn't get to fully watch any games yet. But the parts that I did watch were happy. I was happy to see Cam Reddish playing more. That was a surprise to everybody. So hopefully he keeps it up, especially us giving up a first-round pick last year for him. So
My friend at work is like, "Oh, the Knicks are playing well," and I'm like, "It's the first week of October, first week of the season."
Yeah.
Say that to me again in January. Like, it's the same thing. He's like, "Who do I bet on hockey?" I'm like, "It's October."
Right.
You
You
don't
bet
bet
against
on
the
those sports. You
Canucks.
don't bet. I feel like you don't bet 6-month sports like hockey, baseball, and football and basketball this early in the season. Like, you don't know.
Yeah,
Points
you have no
wise,
idea.
yes, you could parlay like guys scoring points. That's one thing, but like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I lost a lot of
Or-
money betting on the Blue Jays in April. Just didn't work.
That's rough.
wait, how many wins did they end up with?
92. I need them to win 93. They lost on the last day of the season because they stopped playing their guys because they didn't need to.
Rough.
It was tough.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Or I think it was like they had a doubleheader the last day of the season. They lost both
Right.
the games.
That's rough.
Yeah.
So Vin, how does it suck?
This was the one that really, I think, I'm not saying put the nail in the coffin. Obviously, it's only like week.
No, they'll find a way to get to the wild card.
But like, I went into both of the Jet and Giant games, regardless of the records of those teams, saying we should win those games.
Right.
And both of those teams have
it all started when you almost lost to Bailey Zappi.
right. But again,
Right.
that's a solid roster with a very good coach. It's like all of the other ones, even though they weren't like up until the New England game, it wasn't necessarily pretty. And then those 2 losses were bad in their own rights. Especially the Jet game was just they did
Especially
nothing.
being at home.
Yeah, losing to the Jets at home, doing like absolutely nothing. I could have written off the London and the Giants, and I
Right.
could even have written off the Jets because maybe they're good. I don't think that they're, Zach Wilson still stinks, but they're better. But like
They're
Taylor
improving.
Heineke, yeah, Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke. Have we hit the point where Washington should be like, maybe Taylor Heineke is the answer right now?
They should play
They
him regardless
should.
because he's fun. Whatever, if he's good or bad, he's at
not
least
only
fun.
that,
Like, he literally
tell-
said the play to win the game. He literally was like, I literally closed my eyes to the ball in the air and hoped he caught it.
Yeah,
and not
he's just
only that, he's more comfortable in that offense. He's comfortable with Terry McLaurin. He's comfortable with those guys. They look like
Who did you give up on more first? Carson Wentz or Matt Ryan?
I'm surprised they gave up on Matt Ryan this quick.
Well, he also
Oh,
has he's hurt. He's banged up.
Well, first they announced they were benching him, and then they announced he was hurt. So it was kind of like really stupid. Like, even Pat McAfee was like, "What the hell is this guy doing? Like, is he hurt or are you benching him?"
Yeah, be hurt.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I mean, it's rough, but the Packers, I don't like. They trade for a receiver. That's not really going to help. They can't.
Listen, I told you the trade to make. I told you can have Galladay or Tony for a conditional 7th, and if they score 1 touchdown, we get a 4.
They won't score any touchdowns. I've been saying play Jordan Love. I'm like 3 losses away from legitimately thinking they should play Jordan Love. Because
how many draft picks are you getting for Rodgers from the Colts though? Do they have any draft picks left to trade you?
If look at what the Seahawks got for Russ. They could have at least gotten that if they would have traded him. So I don't know. It's no offense to the Jets or the Giants. It is offense to the Commanders. this coach and this quarterback should win those games by themselves. From what I've seen from them for the past 3 years, those are games that they win by themselves. I don't need the defense to play that great. I don't need people to catch the ball that well. They have been dropping passes, and the defense stinks because the defensive coordinator is terrible. But like they have basically won those games on their own. Now, if you're not that good anymore, that's fine. But when you're getting paid $50 million, it's not fine. So he's done this before where I thought he was done and he looked like shit, and then he won 2 MVPs. So there's every possibility he turns this around, or there's every possibility that in November I'm going to watch them get demolished by the Cowboys, and that'll be the end of his career. But
it's just funny, like guys like him and Brady that like
that's
went
the
on
other thing.
full effort modes this offseason instead of like taking care of what they've notoriously been doing the last 15, 20 years in Brady's case, and they're like, just I'm done. But they're getting the huge paychecks, so they're taking the paychecks.
That is the one thing that like nationally it's not the top story every time I turn on the TV that Rodgers is done, because Brady is more bad.
Yeah, no.
So it's like
they literally just lost to
losing to the Panthers and not scoring was worse than losing to the Commanders.
Right. And then the week before they lost to Mitch in Pittsburgh.
Right. So it's like it's almost gone from everybody hates Aaron Rodgers and they were going to dance on his grave, and now it's they both stink, so they're not both getting a pass, but it's like, well, they're both just done, and that's just where we're going.
It's just not Brady.
Interesting. Rangers playing Igor tonight. Sorry.
Steven, we get backup goalies now. That's what we do. And we lose to them.
Vincent, I've been watching backup goalies since 1995. I'm used to it.
Okay, but there was a 3-year span where we didn't get backup goalies. We're back to backup goalies. We got 2 this weekend and lost both games.
Shane Knight's supposed to be the answer, though.
That's true. He is good. Spencer Knight is good. But
who?
Spencer Knight is the Panthers' backup goalie, who was like a young kid. They drafted him in the first round a few years ago.
They drafted him, and then like a week later, signed Bobrovsky, thinking that he was going to prefer to go to like college, and then he was like, I don't want to go to college.
But they also played the Lightning, whose backup is Brian Elliott, who stinks.
Who would have thought that guy was still in the league?
Still in the league, and they couldn't beat them either.
You could have told me that was Brian. That was the other guy in a Brian Elliott jersey, and I would have believed you with the way that he played.
The thing about it is, though, like the Vasilevsky's backup is the closest thing we have current day NHL to Bordeaux's backup, where it's like you're going to play like 15, 20 times, and whatever happens. We don't even care if we finish third in the division. We just have to get to the playoffs, and we'll worry about the rest then. That's hockey talk for the day.
Yeah, I haven't watched the second.
I mean, the Rangers were off to a good start and then started struggling. I don't know what happened. Maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. The 2 games Halak played, I know, has been disastrous.
Yeah, we're getting Yaroslav Halak tomorrow, Vincent.
He's been horrific. Love it. You know that's a shutout. You can bet on that.
Well, if
14, 15
bet on a shutout for
still means take Rangers.
Everyone bet the other way.
Yeah,
take the Islander money line.
Ranger money line.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Vin's saying do that. Always do the opposite of what Vin says when it comes to.
I bet on the Giants and they covered, or they won.
They won, genius.
They were.
The only game we were favored.
You don't have to worry about covering when you win, Vin.
I know.
Maybe you should try it sometime.
And I bet on the Jets, and they
won. I did the New York money line this week. I should have done it before Russell was officially out. That was done by me, but still won. Happy days.
But the Jets were the favorite. The Jets were the favorite when I bet them, but it was only by 1.5.
Right. Hey, win's a win.
Yeah. My downfall still is just betting on the Ravens. I can't stop doing it.
Yeah, well, the Ravens.
So I think this is it. I think that was the last time.
I did terrible in our pick'em. mainly
Yeah,
because
I found a way to get back into first place. So
I ended
I
up in
went
third
10-3.
place. I had 60 points this past week.
Yeah,
I didn't
huge
even
week.
look.
But I was 10-3 this week.
Damn.
Yeah.
What did I have?
80%.
Stupid. Tampa Bay lost to Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers lost to XFL quarterbacks.
Right.
Pretty much.
No, yeah, they did. It's no pretty much. They did.
That's just much.
The only reason I said pretty much is I could not tell you who played quarterback for the Carolina Panthers this week.
Oh, it's Walker.
PJ Walker.
Oh, PJ? Okay.
PJ Walker is back, baby.
Got it. Was that a health decision or a decision?
That was because Baker's trash and Sam Darnold, they just don't want to play.
Sam is, I
and
think,
the only
still
receiver
hurt,
that Sam
technically.
Darnold liked on the team, they traded.
And Baker's still hurt. Too.
Baker's hurt. Okay. I wasn't positive.
Yeah, he had a boot.
Well, he was like hurt. It was more of hey, can you put a boot on to make an excuse to make it look like you just suck?
Yeah, I guess. He did suck. I'm not saying that. But...
Awful.
So the one person,
no
thank you for watching
commercials
us.
for him this year.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Maybe you put it on social. Unless you're on Facebook. It's on Twitch. Hi, Twitch.
It's the one person watching us on Twitch to make sure we don't show our titties.
So
you make a lot of money on Twitch for
that. Really? It's like OnlyFans.
If we had titties, yeah.
It's starting to get there, Danny. It's pretty much. Yeah. I don't think you can actually show anything, but
if we had cleavage, we would make a lot of money. But
well, we do have cleavage, me and Vin, but we don't want to show it off.
Yeah, we're not going to do
that.
Maybe we should bet Vin if he's going to make the playoffs or not. And if they don't, he has to wear a bikini top.
I would say no. Again, all of the bets are against the Green Bay Packers right now. I can't.
You're plus 10.5 this week.
Take the Bills. The Bills are going to destroy us.
And the worst part about it is, at halftime at Sunday Night Football, I get to go to sleep.
Oh, it's perfect. I'm not watching a whole fucking game. Are you kidding me? This is also the first time I played the Bills since that game, Steven, that Fessy texted me to go to at like 3 in the morning.
It's definitely not. It's maybe definitely not. You know how I know it's not? Because when Fess invited you to Buffalo was in Buffalo, and now you're going back to Buffalo, which means there had to be an in Green Bay game in between.
Maybe it's the first time in Buffalo. It must be the first time in Buffalo then. When did they play the Bills at home?
I think Josh Allen's rookie season.
That would make sense.
Did they win?
History. Here we go. The list. 2018.
Yep.
They probably didn't win. That was a bad year.
2018. You won 22-0.
Right. Tyrod.
Jimmy Graham had a 3-yard touchdown pass.
I'm sure Tyrod.
Aaron Jones had a run. Josh Allen went 60,
when was the game?
33 with 151 yards.
Okay.
And 2 picks. And the Bills' leading rusher that week was LaShawn McCoy.
When was the game?
2018.
No,
November of 2018. Week 4.
Okay, that's why. They were still okay then. Well, they're going to get killed.
Receivers were Carlos Clay, Zay Jones, and Kelvin Benjamin.
I think isn't Zay Jones still there?
No, Zay's in Jacksonville.
Oh, I knew I saw him.
That's where he like got arrested or got sick with weed, and he like ran.
Oh, that guy's the number 7 in Jacksonville. I was wondering who that guy was.
And then he got traded to Oakland, and then he found a way to Jacksonville.
Every guy who gets arrested gets traded to Oakland. It's like the thing.
Yeah, and he's just
fast. You're going to jail? Have fun with the Raiders. Enjoy the Raiders.
And he's just
They're basically
fast.
the longest yard team.
The Raiders are like, oh, you're fast? All right.
Perfect.
Cool.
You're fast and you were in jail. Check.
Yeah. Like he smoked some like laced up shit or something crazy. and like
Oh,
something naked, and like there was a police video or something. It was very sad. But yeah.
Can we talk about how Henry Ruggs is still living at home, by the way?
Huh.
I saw a TikTok on that the other day, and it was like, why is there nobody talking about the fact that Henry Ruggs is at home on bail?
They like swipe that under the rug. No pun intended.
But like,
I think he's gonna go to jail eventually.
Well,
but like they keep like pushing off the trial or something.
Well, Dante Stallworth did the similar thing, and he didn't go to jail.
You're right, he did. I think what Henry Ruggs has going for him is that video that keeps going around about Saban saying somebody should have taken his keys away. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Sad.
Fucking Saban. Screw that guy. And screw Henry Ruggs.
So it is official. The giant cowboy halftime show.
It's the Jonas Brothers.
It's the Jonas Brothers.
Jersey's own Jonas Brothers. So that's going to be weird when they're wearing cowboy stuff.
They're wearing...
Oh, right, because it's in Dallas. What's the other games?
They're the Minnesota's the night game.
Ooh. In Minnesota, so we got a good game.
Thanksgiving football. Let's see.
That means Kirk Cousins is going to suck.
Kirk Cousins prime time.
Unless you count the last London game.
You don't. I don't count that. They almost lost that game.
They won.
So the matchups are Bills and Lions 12:30, Giants Cowboys 4:30, Patriots at Minnesota Vikings at 8:30.
So two shitty games and a good game.
Two extremely blowouts and an NFC East matchup.
Correct.
It's the good old days when we were the shitty matchup, but the best team, but the best division in football.
Remember when we played the Broncos on Thanksgiving and we got absolutely destroyed? That sucked. That really
was it the Broncos?
When was that?
I don't think it was the Broncos.
No, it was. It was.
When was this?
Like 10 years ago. It was terrible.
I don't remember that.
The Giants have played 16 times on Thanksgiving.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wes, if you're watching that, remember that for Thanksgiving for your trivia. 16 times. Wow.
Wait, that's not right. This will be the 16th time, it looks like.
Okay.
The fact that they played 15 times is pretty impressive.
In fact, the Giants are not.
It makes sense.
No. Yeah, I know it makes sense, but they've only played once since I was like
1982. They actually played in Detroit.
Yeah, that's like LT like got a pick 6 or something. I remember
2009 we played the Broncos.
Yeah. It was bad.
And then 2017 was the Washington one.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
I didn't remember the Bronco one, but I knew there was another one.
That was Washington. Bad. Collins broke his hand or something in that game. That was a terrible game. That sucked that year. We had Christmas Eve and Thanksgiving that year, just like this year. So,
was that the good Christmas Eve?
No,
that was 20.
No, that's 2011 with Victor Cruz.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, we lost 20-10 at FedEx Field.
Yeah, 20-10. Yes. Yep. That was real fun. I think Landon broke his hand that game.
That part I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it was that, and Jackrabbit got hurt after a pick 6.
That was a good thing.
So I'm assuming it's Cowboys November 20th NFL schedule. I'm assuming Cowboys are playing one of those other teams, right? We're playing the Lions, right? Usually they try and match up all the teams. Cowboys, Vikings in Minnesota. And then what was the night game that we said? Oh, Patriots, Jets are that weekend also. And then Bills, Browns.
All right, every team is going in smoothly.
Bills are at home, but then going to Detroit. We're at home. then going to Dallas. And Dallas is on the road. The Vikings are the only home team that's staying home. I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? You put the teams that normally host it because they usually do it a lot bigger than like that third team.
Yeah, do me a favor. Do Dallas have another Thursday night the following week? They tend to do that.
That would be NFL. Week 13 NFL schedule. Actually, it's going to be Bills Patriots the following Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Usually they put the Cowboys the following Thursday.
That usually been like, oh, let's get them on the quick Thursday night back to back.
Well, that was one of the things they were trying to do. Also, a couple times they've had like whoever played the Lions. If they were on the Cowboys schedule, they would play them the following Sunday, or the Cowboys and Lions would play the following Sunday.
They're on Sunday night against the Colts.
That's going to be flexed.
Well, it's Dallas, so probably not.
Well, I'm already calling Week 14 as flexed.
Oh,
so
yeah, Giants Eagles is going to get flexed.
I don't know. Jets Bills is also pretty intriguing.
Yeah,
at this rate, Jets Bills are actually more. So the way I was looking at it, right?
I hope it stays at 1:00, but
yeah, so do I. But so the way I was looking at it was Giants Eagles are also Week 18.
They're not flexing Pat Mahomes out of Sunday Night Football. It's just not gonna happen.
Right. We had this talk before.
So, yeah, but he's playing the Broncos.
Doesn't matter. It's Pat Mahomes. They're not flexing their best player.
And they're praying that Russell Wilson is back by then, and
they're not flexing the best player.
So Nate Hackett is
the way I was looking at it was Week 18 is Giants Eagles, right? So if you look at it that point of view, you could have another Giant Eagle divisional. It could be more for the division than Bills Jets, who aren't playing each other Week 18. So that's why it could be more intriguing to put Bills Jets that weekend, if they were to flex it, of course. Over the Giants and Jets.
It's possible.
Well, it's really what has the most playoff implication on it as well. So.
There's also Rams Seahawks, which for the moment could be for the division. It's weird to say, but
Geno Smith is going to the playoffs.
They're 4-3. The Rams are 3-3. The Cardinals and Niners are 3-4. So they're in first place. It's really the only matchup besides Giants Eagles that could be for a division. I guess Ravens Bengals too. That's about it.
Well, I was just saying
not Week 14. Ravens Steelers is Week 14. Oh, are you talking about Week 18?
18. Because 18, they have to flex one of them.
Right. Something has to move to 8 o'clock. But Giants are on the road, so I don't care if they flex that week.
Well, let's talk about the Giant game then.
Let's see. Who the Packers play that day? Is that going to be for the division? Packers?
No,
playing the Lions.
Not. It's not going to be for the division regardless, but
I don't know. The way the AFC South is going, the Colts Texans could end up being for that division. The way that division is. That division is the AFC South is a joke.
Yeah,
they are the joke of the league.
I'm surprised the Titans are 4-2. To be completely honest,
did you guys see the Titans stadium today?
Yeah,
it actually looks very nice.
Yeah,
little dome, retractable looks like.
Everybody but Giants Stadium.
You know what? I listened to Talking Giants, and they said it the best.
It's
true. The perfect football stadium. It's fine. It gets the job done.
Right.
And if you take the traffic out, everything else is pretty simple to get in and out of that place. They were right.
Okay.
Just take the traffic out.
And just stay for the game and not do anything else. Yes, that's what Bobby said.
Okay.
Well,
right, there's nothing around the stadium. I mean, I'm not going to hang out with SpongeBob.
Okay, if you want to just go and watch the game, sure. Listen, I grew up in the Nassau Coliseum. It was the same thing. It's the same concept. You don't go, you don't buy anything. You just go and you watch the game and you leave.
I've been getting chicken tenders the last couple of games. It's been working. So
sure. But
expensive, but it's been working.
It's a.
But then again, my cousin paid for me last.
Multi-billion-dollar.
$10 and I had a pretzel and a water bottle. It's like
It's an
$10.
air conditioner. That's just what
It
is.
is a air
And-
conditioner with blue or green.
Yeah, I mean,
The best part about it is it's never really cold at your seat.
it's not. It contains
No.
the heat pretty well. I will
It
give
contains
it
the heat and also avoids the wind.
Yeah,
And you remember my seats at the old stadium?
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
a
like,
tunnel.
well, it was a wind tunnel. That's why, because it was just one continuous
Sure.
bowl.
I will give it both of those things. Everything
Opposed,
else.
it's 4 separate sections off.
Right, because you get the clubs that knock out half. And
Right, the clubs on the
those are my funny-
sidelines and us in the end zones.
those are my favorite people, the people that don't go to the stadium a lot. And like I'm standing at the top of my section talking to my usher guys, my usher friends, and they're just like, and the people come up and be like, how do we get to the other side from the 200s? And the guys just laugh and go, either go all the way up or go all the way down and walk around. But interesting, Washington's actually
I mean, that's dumb.
Yeah, that's not a
Dallas is actually the same way. And Dallas is 10 times the size of
yeah.
MetLife Stadium.
I loved
it's still
the couple of times I sat in those 200s were pretty nice and cool, and I like the club access between like halftime and stuff, and it's like you're not at a game, but you're at a game.
I do have to
I haven't had club access at this stadium.
put in the
old one, I think.
caveat that I have only ever just watched the game and left. I have never given it a chance to really.
Well, there's nothing to
Right. I went to the
other
store.
than the stuff on the 50-yard line, the 50-yard line entrance.
That's
other
not
than
even that exciting.
Oh, that's my point. But
Right. No, yeah.
unless
there is stuff
you're a
outside.
10-year-old
Sure.
that want to do that stuff, but yeah.
The store is kind of a nightmare too. I was in the store. That's about it.
Yeah. I'm only in there once a year.
Are there 2 stores?
Well, there's other smaller stores, but the
There's those
big-
little like pop-up kiosks
Pop-ups.
throughout the
So there's
stadium.
and
just
there's like
one
little
big
small.
store.
There's one tiny one by my seats.
do they
Oh,
flip
okay,
the
I didn't know
store?
that.
What?
Do they flip the store?
I
Yes.
would assume so.
Those things actually like
No, I'm saying the
Apparently
big
that you
one, the
can, like,
main.
Oh, the
So,
big
like-
one definitely does.
so
Okay.
in the big one, the like stuff in the middle and even the walls, they like rotate. They're like a swing thing.
Right.
So it's like you push them in and they flip and it's jets. So it's an easy.
Probably.
Well,
It's
I only
the
went.
annoying hanging stuff in the middle.
I only
probably-
went when it was a Jet game, and I don't remember them bringing any Giant stuff, so I assume they flip it. But
Right.
just that seems like a.
It's not like the Garden.
where they just leave everything now.
Right.
Do they?
Yeah.
I've noticed a few times that I could have gotten Nick stuff at a Ranger game.
That's kind of crazy.
Not like a lot, but at least
There's
just
so
like
many
I fucking-
games you can't do it for the Garden. Like,
And also, you
there's-
get those days where you get like a Sunday 12 o'clock one
Right.
of them and a 7 o'clock the other one.
And
So,
and
like,
it's like the kid toys stuff. They're like, all right, we're not moving this.
right, but like the football games, you have a week to do it. The
Right.
right. If
basketball,
anything,
whatever,
it's
you're gonna have
it's
you might have
still
a day.
20. It's a minimum 24 hours.
Right,
Right.
but still, that's not not a lot of time to flip a whole store.
Well, they do it. They've done it. We've had Saturday games to Sunday games. We've had
Monday and Sundays.
Sunday at 1 and Monday night. Like,
I guess.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah.
listen, you pay the guy enough money, they're gonna stand. You pay
Well,
a
yeah.
teenager enough money, they're gonna do whatever you want.
It just seems like a hassle.
Sounds like not a me problem though, because I'm not gonna stay in there.
No.
So Vin brought up the New York Football Giants. The
Yeah.
answer is this is not a David Stills t-shirt, by the way. It's just my I'm ready for us to just sign him to the practice squad and let him rehab with us.
You
already.
imagine that?
If he's gonna take league minimum at this point. So
He's
what's the difference?
He's going back
What's
to the Rams.
what was so bad about bringing him in to actually be like, oh look, someone we can actually throw a football to?
No,
Him on
he
one
would
leg is
never-
better than half the receivers we have.
He
Right?
would
with
never do
you, But
He
there's
would.
no way we have $4 million left in our cap.
Yeah, but if he's taking league minimum and
But he's
incentives
not.
just for the season to prove that he's healthy,
Okay.
so he can go out.
We all know Odell, and there's no shot in hell he's doing it. But if he does, awesome. But I don't see it.
I think he's just going to go back to the Rams. I think.
I said Buffalo. My money's been
Because
on
Von
Buffalo.
Miller, because of Von.
Von
Because of
Miller
yeah, same.
also gives Allen another option over Diggs.
But they already have
They have
plenty of
Gabe.
options.
They have
They have
Gabe,
Gabe
and they
Davis.
like
They
the
have Dawson
slot guy.
Knox. Yeah.
They got like the
They
slot
have the
guy.
options, but like again, he's looking for a game where he can go out there and actually play a full one and win a ring, not just have
See,
a
the thing with me, Odell is also, as much as I love Odell is also that kind of guy that like, oh, I'm still that guy with 2 knee injuries. I'm still that guy, and the Giants are that one team that will give me the shot to being that guy again.
I don't think he fits with the Bills because of that.
Right.
Because Diggs is playing the outside receiver. With Kupp in the slot, it's a different thing. He's playing that X receiver. With Diggs, it's not going to work.
Right. They're
Unless
basically the same wide receiver.
Yeah.
At this point. Because
the same style at least.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Obviously,
Yeah.
at Odell's peak, he would be doing what Diggs is doing.
Yeah.
But Diggs is always underrated until the last couple of years. But yeah, no, it's
underrated.
What?
His paycheck's not underrated. He got the money.
He finally got paid. But
yeah.
But people always forget to leave him out in those conversations.
Yeah, he doesn't get mentioned with with Kupp.
But then you look up, he has like 250 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, and
he's a give me touchdown every week.
Right. So back to the Giants. It's so weird that we're actually talking about them positively for the second time in our 10-year history. But each week is cardiac arrest, and they find a ways to adjust.
26 inches.
They find ways to adjust. It's obviously not pretty. It's just they just work hard and get wins lately, and it's been fun. Obviously, it's fun eating crow on Daniel Jones. Saquon is back, obviously. So like, if we
do we ever find out anything on Shane LeMahieu?
I haven't heard anything, but yeah, he's pretty banged up, if I remember correctly. And I think he's also coming back from a knee injury last year, so it's 2 injuries basically.
Is this sustainable?
As much as I say yes, I unfortunately do not.
You don't think the second halfness of it is gonna?
I think at some point we're gonna need more than we're gonna need a receiver to catch over 200 yards receiving at some point.
Well, as we talked about earlier with the Packers and the Bucks, the last wild card in the NFC right now is at 3-3, and it's the Rams. So
right, I right now, of course, I
the
think
6 wins they have still count. Like
no, that part of it, yes,
right,
yes. As of right now, we just got to win a couple more games. Obviously,
you get to 10 wins, you should be
10
fine.
wins is very, very
doable.
Other than the division games in December and the Vikings game, it's very doable. So,
but even the division games, you should beat the Commanders. I mean, I know we just
we have the 2 Commanders and the Colts.
Just got blown out by them.
Wasn't blown out. Or the last play of the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, so
we did.
It's gonna be interesting. Like, it's really amazing.
I love the dead. I love the dead Rodgers meme now.
Nothing annoys me more than when they throw the ball to the quarterback in those plays like it's going to do anything. It never.
No, I don't care about the quarterback's nothing. The lineman, on the other hand.
Yeah, I know.
So back to the Giants. We jumped for a second. It's really funny and awesome at the same time on how much this coaching staff literally takes duct tape and Scotch tape to our roster every week and conform it into some sort of way to beat another team. It's really impressive and awesome.
I said this the past couple of weeks, and it's the biggest change in the philosophy is the last couple of years, even before Joe Judge, it was one guy on the line gets hurt, we're keeping the same strategy. This year, they were kind of talking about it again on Talking Giants. Next man up. Okay, we got to adjust to make sure that guy is comfortable. Make sure we're doing something that's going to be comfortable.
And I love how
played well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rookie came in, played well.
It's never made any sense to me why teams just think they can replace people, and it's the same.
And what I love as well is they're keeping to their strength and it's running the football.
Yeah.
If it's Daniel Jones, great. If it's Saquon, obviously he leads the league in total yardage by like 200 yards. So it's it's really impressive to see that. And obviously, like the Bears game, they had no quarterback for the last quarter and a half. So, like, they're finding ways to pull out wins. And I don't want to get ahead of myself because this is theoretically year one of the rebuild. Well, I can't really say that because Jones is year 4.
Hardly they're in a weird spot.
They're definitely in a weird spot. But before the season started, we're in year one of the new regime, so it's theoretically a rebuild. So, but it's really going to be interesting. Like, what do they do if Dan Jones continues to play well, stays healthy, which, knock on wood, he hasn't done the first 3 years? Like, do you give a Daniel Jones a couple-year contract and just obviously not break the bank and then see what happens, like a Kirk Cousins type of thing? Because obviously you're not giving Daniel Jones a franchise tag when you could probably do it with Saquon, or you try to get Saquon on a Nick Chubb type of deal, which I'm okay with.
Well, what would be the running back tag?
It's like 20. It's like
I know
10
quarterback's
million,
like 20.
Yeah, it's like $10 million cheaper.
Okay, because I know quarterback, you're not paying Daniel Jones $20 million to play next year, because
Right.
you know he's not even going to negotiate. Be like, you're going to give me $20 million. I'm going to sign. I'll sign it before we hang up the phone.
In my fantasy chat, the Talking Giants chat I'm in, we're like, I said it the other day because we're starting to have that conversation because it's just like, all right, he's playing good enough to keep him. It's like, I think the Giants still have all the leverage in the world, because does he want to leave and have to learn another offense for the 5th time in 6 years, or 4th time in 5 years? So I think the Giants have the leverage in it, because who else would really want him?
So, this is an article from March of this year currently, so it would have been for this coming season. Right. But the tag for running backs was $9.5 million.
Right. Okay.
So
and the quarterback,
if you
$11 million
for quarterback, it was $29.7.
Yeah, he's See,
so he's not getting tagged.
Like, I think
good for him if we end up being, if Saquon's like, screw that, just give me a new contract around the same amount, and the Giants have to tag him. Good for him. Congratulations, buddy. This is the only $30 million contract you're getting.
Right. But I honestly think
best of luck to you for looking for $30 million somewhere.
Right. And it's crazy to even say it now because of running back, but like, you have to find a way to keep Saquon.
It's tough.
It's so tough, and it's against the grain.
Saying it right now is obvious, but it's just, you have to obviously let it play out. Don't sign him to an extension during the
because his shoulders already bummed.
Right. You can't. You have to wait till the end of the season.
For sure. Obviously,
the shoulders, but you saw on every time they zoomed in on him, you saw the tape on his shoulder, you saw tape on his knees, on both knees. It's like there's no way he doesn't like lay in an ice bath on a plane ride, right? Like, for sure. There's no way.
For sure,
they have to put him in a private plane to put him in a.
This is the classic DeMarco Murray situation.
They need what was it called? The Lazarus pit from Batman. They need one of those to just throw him in after every game to make sure he's ready for next
week. Or the what's it called, tub in Mandalorian.
Yeah, the back to tank. Yeah,
back to tank.
Yeah. He's not that. I mean, Steven doesn't know what that is, but it's just like a water.
That's why I use Lazarus pit.
Right. If you looked it up, it's just a water tank thing. He only leads the. I don't know how many games they played. He only leads the league in carries by 9 over Henry.
Yeah, because
Henry.
Henry and Chubb, right?
Yeah, Chubb has 126, Henry has 134, Saquon has 143, but that's not counting catches. That's only.
Well, did you guys hear the Cardinals are trying to get Nick Chubb because apparently he bought an Xbox and a PlayStation 5 so that he could log on to them all the night before a game to see what his teammates are playing video games and telling them to go to sleep. Because he doesn't play video games.
I did see that.
But then there was somebody else. Somebody else said
he has.
Somebody else said, we became close. Because of Call of Duty.
25 catches. Go ahead.
So All right, so 11 minutes ago, Art Stapleton. The window for Nick Gates' activation from PUP list closes tomorrow. Have an open roster spot, and my expectations, it goes to Gates. He's gotten some reps at center with the first team as Feliciano workload was limited. He also worked at guard on scout team. So that's good news for Nick Gates. Hopefully,
Is this the guy whose leg blew up last year?
yes. And I
Okay.
Yes.
I
In
saw
week
it firsthand. I saw it firsthand at FanFest because he stopped by the Talking Giants party. I
Right.
didn't meet him, but like I was 2 feet away from him and I saw his leg. It's fucking gross. It's not to
Oh,
the
it's no Alex
degree.
Smith.
There's a
Let's
scar.
just,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
just remember, it's
yeah.
no Alex Smith.
It's no Alex Smith, but it's fucking ugly. But good for him. Hopefully he finds the way to stay healthy, and then maybe
Wasn't he a guard or a tackle before we
Well,
moved into center?
I
So
thought
that
he
was
was
the
a
funny
guard.
thing. He played tackle for us when we played the Jets 3 years ago, and he played pretty well. And then we moved him at center.
Right.
And then the one game
Which is
he
where
played
he's
at
been.
guard last year
It was
is
when
when
he got
his
hurt.
leg blew into 3 different pieces.
So now the question is, with these injuries, is that guard spot going to be the one that because you
Yeah,
can't complain about the way Feliciano's been playing. Like
Right.
you can't
and
just
then-
be like, hey, listen, guy, this guy who's 10 years
Oh, it
younger than
also
you,
it also
leg blew up
helps.
last year, so he's back.
It also helps that Bredesen is also hurt for the time being as well. So if
Wasn't
you want to,
Feliciano the one getting like blown up though early in the season?
yeah, he's not great, but
Okay.
he's been playing.
He's nothing
fine,
special, but
obviously.
it's working. That's
Right.
the key. I'm like,
So it's
and
really,
also
do you
him
want
and
to play him
Jones
over?
have that connection right now. It's like the center and quarterback that connection is so important that
Well,
like I feel like as much as I know he has worked with
Right.
Gates and Jones have worked together
Right.
in the past, I just feel like
Right.
you know
If
we're
anything,
6-1.
I could see
Let's
him.
leave if we're 2-6, okay, or 1-6, okay, fine. Gates can go back to center.
I could see him playing left guard with Andrew
Thomas.
next to him, and let's see what happens with that. Because unless you want to play a Zudo, I didn't watch this week's Bobby's report and Bobby's O-line report. But I'm assuming he played fine. He looked fine to me. I didn't
Well,
really
I'm guessing
study
Phillips is going to be. I'm guessing Phillips is right tackle this week.
it. That's a man. The
The
Giants
Zoo
are
doesn't
very
play tackle. He's a guard. He's not
right. No, that's what I'm saying.
Ja-
He played guard.
This is another thing. Like you think about
That's what I'm
things like
saying.
this
He played
entire
left
season
guard.
for the New York Giants, right?
The
You
kid
think
got
about all
hurt?
these things with the Giants. Think
Yeah,
about
Neil
week
got
one.
hurt.
Think about week 1, right?
Right.
The last 5 years, Randy Bullock nails that kick down the middle, right between the uprights. Right.
Right.
You're looking at that. This week, those guys, you're not seeing them for 2 seasons for now. If this was the last 5 years and they were New York
Right.
Giants.
There was at least 5 knee injuries that should have been season-ending injuries. Thankfully, because you got Tibbs.
Shout out. Also, speaking of injuries, Bellinger, get well.
That was
kid,
a rough
like,
one. He's been playing well.
Jesus,
I
they
really
tried to.
liked him a lot.
They said it on Talking Giants, like they literally tried to like any given Sunday his eye.
This
Right.
I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it because
Well,
I
season's
have
over,
to.
Danny.
It sounds a lot like the 2022 New York Mets, with people getting hit in the face and being fine, and Pete Alonso getting in car accidents and being fine,
Right.
and then it's all gonna fall apart.
You know what? Honestly,
They
but-
obviously will not be the same because
honestly,
of the
this year we have no business being in these games.
You're right, but I was just looking at the schedule. You will be favored in at least 6 games. There are 2 Commanders games. Houston and Detroit is 4.
So that's 4. The Colts game-
Indianapolis is 5. And the other one is Seattle. I think you'll be favored against Seattle.
We're
this
not.
weekend.
We're not.
You're already not? Okay. Oh, it's in Seattle. All right, so it's 5.
Yeah, remember the home team automatically.
Which
gets
I'm
3
okay
points.
with because we're 6-0. We're 6-0 as underdogs this year, and the one loss was the Cowboy game.
I mean, I'm
Speaking
I'm
of-
picking the Giants in that game, but like, what's the spread? It's 2.5 because they're
Speaking
home.
of
It's
home-
Speaking
basically
of
an
home
even
team
pick.
gets 3 points, the
And
Jaguars
Geno
are
Smith
3.5
decided to
against the
become
Broncos.
really good at football.
I don't know what the hell, man. DK's hurt.
No,
though.
they're just running like a couple of times I've seen someone like
And
their red zone
Walker-
moments. It's just
Walker.
it's a lot of Michigan State kid was. I honestly was like, I hate Michigan State, but I want this kid to be a Giant. Like,
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
I want
I
them
only
to be
saw
in the
that
year
one
done.
game against Michigan, and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be.
He
Legit.
had like 700 yards in the first half against us, and then they just was like, you know what, forget you. You can rest the rest of the game. I'm like, what?
No, didn't
What are
he
you
have a
guys
career
doing?
day? What team was
Yeah,
it that
in like
he
the
had like
first half,
700 yards?
he had
He
a
had like
career
almost.
day in like the first half, and then they just decided like, hey, you go sit down for the rest of the game.
But they had an overtime game, and he had like 6 touchdowns or something insane with that.
Yeah, they were nuts. We actually play them this weekend, Saturday night.
Oh, prime time. So no, I'm enjoying this ride with the G-Men, and it's just really like it's fun again to have like heart attacks weekly. What was the O about?
Michigan Rutgers has officially been announced for 7:30 in New Jersey.
So you get to go. Nice.
Wonderful.
Vin, what are you doing next Saturday night?
I don't know what I'm doing next Saturday night. Not going to fucking that Rutgers.
Could be a blackout.
Great. What was this? What am I looking up again? Kenneth Walker, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Against Michigan is what I was looking at.
Yeah, or whatever game he had like 4
He
touchdowns.
had 197 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the game.
Oh shit!
It was insane. It was one of the most insane things I've ever seen.
He definitely didn't get taken out because he scored a touchdown with 5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Against us.
Yes, you were winning. No, you lost. Yeah.
Yeah, Michigan State won.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Wasn't that pandemic year?
No, it was 21. He
that?
transferred. He was at Wake Forest.
Right. But yeah, let's see what happens with Seattle. It's going to be another tough one.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good thing, but I'm picking the Giants. That's just
great.
Stay on your side, then. But it's been a fun year, obviously.
I worked this week.
Yeah.
And I even told Steven on Sunday morning that I did it, and it still worked.
He did. And
it was out in the open in the universe.
I was sweating about my jet pick because I did the same thing, Vin.
But they were plus 1.5. They were minus 1.5, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was.
When
it's like that, I hardly ever sweat it. It's like they'll win by 2.
And I feel bad for the Jets. Bryce Hall is out for the season, and Farrah Tuck is out for the season. That sucks.
They made a nice move though to get Robinson.
But again, Robinson's.
But I'm more so the Farrah Tuck move really sucks.
Right, but it's good. The Farrah Tucker sucks, but it's they're. I mean, I don't want to say it's similar to the Giants because, like we said, that the Giants are in a weird spot in their division.
The thing with the Jets is they have more talent.
Right, they're in the building process, so you're just winning games. It's very similar to the early Sanchez,
and their defense is really good.
Where he didn't have to do it. Fucking Sauce Gardner is unbelievable.
Yeah, fucking modern day.
He's
Silent,
ridiculous. Man. Like every time I watch him, he's hip to hip with the guy at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is your like.
But
to me, again, it's like, all right, this is the year you're playing well. Now show me it again next year.
And just picture if Wilson gets it, Zach Wilson gets it together. That's the craziest thing.
That's with Garrett. If they could figure it out with Garrett Wilson, even.
And Elijah Moore now has to step up.
Yeah, but yeah, like they got Robinson, and it'll help for this year. But also, they have him for next year when they still have Hall and Michael Carter. That's a good, solid round of backs.
And Michael Carter was good last year for them,
yeah.
So he's nothing to really scoff at. No. So if Zach gets it going, like they're going to be a team that's going to be flirting with a wild card. Next 2 weeks are going to be very interesting to see. No. It's definitely going to have growing pains the next 2 weeks.
I was going to say he hasn't had to, but like this week he probably should have had to, and they just didn't.
He sucked last week. But the Broncos defense is legit.
Yeah.
This is why you kind of thought like, all right, Russell's out now. Maybe they'll play better offensively.
No,
they're an interesting team.
That coach is one. That coach is going to be one and done.
That guy stinks.
I'm shocked he's made it this long.
No offense.
He stinks out loud.
Shout out Nate, but I mean, It never makes any sense to me when you hire offensive coordinators who weren't calling plays for their former team. Like he didn't. Matt calls the plays. He didn't call
when Matt LaFleur gets fired.
This is
at
Joe
the end of this
Philbin
year,
all
are you
over.
rehiring Nate to be the head coach?
No,
bringing Nate back.
But that's the other thing is it was between him and the guy who's the offensive coordinator now, who was the O-line coach to pick, and they kind of picked the O-line coach because he's
thankfully Kafka's still early in his days of running an offense.
Still makes me laugh that it's Mike Kafka.
So this is interesting because
but again, isn't Dayball calling the plays?
No, Kafka is.
No, okay. Kafka's calling it. So the NFL draft is Tuesday. The trade deadline is Tuesday. Denver's an interesting team.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, a week from tonight. Yeah.
There were rumors about a Jerry Jeudy trade.
Judy's on the market. Sutton may be on the market. Both of those guys could be on the market.
That's crazy, man.
I watched after you just paid your quarterback all this money, and the fact that you got Sherman and Baldwin coming out on these podcasts, being like, "Hey, we would do something bad and get reamed, and he would do something bad and get cheered on."
It is. We talked about this with Tomlin, where we have to give him post credit for keeping AB and Bell and all them in line. I think we have to give Pete Carroll post credit.
Okay, so sorry
working with Russell Wilson.
Sorry for Nick Gates. Wes just asked Art. So does his contract count the same if he's activated or back on the PUP? His contract's the same regardless. So
okay, so then it doesn't matter if they do anything.
Yeah.
I watched a video of this guy breaking down film, and he was like, "Yeah, Russ doesn't they were like, it was a timing throw over the middle, and he's like, yeah, Russ can't make this throw. He's too short. He can't see. He doesn't like making this throw, and it's what the whole offense is based around." So something's going on there, and then they showed it Gino doing it, and it's like, yeah, Gino, has a stronger arm, and Russ just wants to throw his lollipops along the sideline, where he's great at, but it doesn't. I do, as someone who still in my heart hates the Seahawks. It's hysterical watching. I respect Richard Sherman, but watching him just go off on him every week.
They just shit on him.
It was funny. He had they were talking to Marshawn on their podcast, and Marshawn's Marshawn. He don't give a shit about really whatever. But he said he was going back and forth. He was rooting for him, but he didn't like him when they were there. It was all over the place. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I can't imagine that it is Denver's too happy of a place to be right now.
Oh, it's hell. Hell on earth.
And it is. I feel like we're getting, like we said, their defense is good, but it's getting a little bit like that. Like we talked about with the Colts and Luck, where it's all you have to do is get a quarterback. The defense is there. It's is the defense there because you just keep trying people,
Denver?
And you're not winning games.
Are you talking Denver? Or are you talking Seattle?
Yeah, Denver. Because it's like I said,
the key to them is
for
that
5 years, for at least 3 years, we've been if they get a quarterback, that defense will get them there. And it's I don't know if that's the case.
Well, my opinion on the Colts is simple. God was like, listen, I gave you how many years of Peyton Manning, and then I handed you Andrew Luck, and you have one Super Bowl ring, and you killed the other guy.
Correct.
Right.
Well, this is what I said about Jordan Love. There's a statistical impossibility that he will be good. It's just not going to happen. 30 years of good quarterbacking. The next one's not going to work. It's just not. Also, speaking of former Colts quarterbacks, I saw a video of these people making this point, and I was curious your guys' thought. So Mahomes and Allen are Brady and Peyton, right? Of this era.
Yes. It usually works that way. Usually you get two good quarterbacks and you get the next ones.
Who's Phillip Rivers? Because I think it's Lamar Jackson.
It is.
It is.
Right.
As of this moment, yes.
It's Lamar.
And he's slowly getting
just
into
as
that
talented
role.
As the two of them. But they just
slowly getting into that role could be Burrow.
I don't know.
Well, Burrow already got
it depends. Well, that it depends. Does Burrow keep going? Is like this past week the week that Burrow was like, all right, now it's time to get back to last year. Let's go.
It took a little bit to get them settled. I think they got T. Higgins back. One of their receivers was hurt, and he came back, and it made a big difference. Don't you have
Boyd.
T. Higgins? Oh, was
No.
Boyd? It was out.
No, but yeah, Boyd went
was
off.
out, and he got a touchdown.
He was the only guy that did anything on my team this week.
I know. It was close, Danny. It was real.
Yeah. I almost beat you without Diggs and Cup.
We were down to, I think there was a point where I was up by like 5, and it was going to be was just the defenses we had, and then Juju scored a touchdown late in the game, and I was that sealed it.
Yeah.
I didn't look at what the defenses did at the end. I'm assuming it was.
Well, I gave up 33 points to the Bears, so.
Let's
In
see.
fairness, I beat Devin because Mike Evans decided to drop an easy touchdown, and also the Tampa Bay defense gave up 1,000 points to the PJ Walker.
Yeah, New England had 5 points. Chicago had 10. That was actually decent.
Listen, I'll take 5 to 10 points. I'll take 5 to 10 points out of my defense every week.
I'm just trying not to, be terrible here with defenses.
Listen, 5 to 10 points out of my. Did you listen to the podcast I sent you, Ben?
The Krasinski one?
Yeah.
No,
apparently they're old.
Get to. It's Brian.
Those are old.
It's Bumgarner's podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently those are old episodes, but like he just
Okay.
opened it talking about their fantasy football league.
Okay.
And he's like, "Yep, Jim and I were battling for 4th or 5th spot, and just to make it clear for everybody, Rainn Wilson, dead last." There's an office fantasy football league.
Yes, I have heard about this. I mean, I listened to a lot of them talking.
That podcast is good. I haven't listened to the girls, but that one's good.
I've listened to the girls a couple times. They're good. I mean, they're just recapping every episode, so it gets a little stale. But yeah, it is interesting.
The funny thing about the Krasinski one is you could tell the time frame of it because he goes, "Oh wow, you have a nice looking beard," and Krasinski's like, "Well, I was growing it because I was bored, and then in winter, and then I was gonna shave it, and then the wife said
So it's
no."
a few months old. Okay.
Yeah, because it clearly had to be. It was. You could hear it in his voice. He's like wants to say something else, but he's saying some other stuff.
Oh, but he also had it for Jack Ryan.
That was the other thing.
Yeah, but yeah, Mr. Incredible, I guess. But Mr. Incredible usually, I don't know, whatever. We want to jump to the picks. We could talk more about the league. I guess
Sure.
Talking about a lot of the stuff so far. Danny jumped ahead of us. Unbelievable.
Danny's just like, "I'm gonna kill you all."
I was doing terrible all season long.
Oh, I can't. I'm doing it again. I'm picking the Ravens, and I'm not going to bet on them this week, though. I can't do it to myself anymore.
That's the Thursday night game?
Yeah, they're playing the Bucks.
Wow.
I can't. I'm going Bucks. I mean, I'm just psych. I'm going Ravens. Sorry. Weird to say.
They look so bad this week.
And let's just face it.
I feel like Brady's just so due to be angry.
As a head coach. Todd Bowles just sucks as a coach. Head coach.
That's such a disaster. Like, he just flipped everything on its head. He flipped his relationship on its head. He got Bruce Arians fired. Right. And they are just going to win 7 games.
It's rough. All right. London game.
Oh, sweet.
I am going Jags because they look more competent and they know how to play in London.
They
ESPN, by the way, ESPN Plus, it says. All right, interesting.
That's weird. 2-5. We were all high on the Jaguars for 2 weeks, and then they fell apart.
Oh, they're the Jaguars. I'm still going with Jaguars this week. I just don't trust the Broncos at all. Oof.
I do not know what to make of the Falcons. That's my problem.
Yeah.
6.5 is a big spread for a game like
I
this.
know.
Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers.
This game could be 27-10 either way. I'm
Right.
I'm going to take the Panthers too.
It's a big spread, but it's Cowboys at home.
That is going to be
It's Thanksgiving, like the last game the Cowboys play at home all year, because I feel like they've played.
It
10
feels
home
like
games.
it, right?
does feel like it. It'll be interesting to see.
And
how
every
they
one of their home
have-
games are on TV. That's the funny thing about it.
Right. How they have Parsons, if he like just spies Fields the whole time. That'll be fun.
He doesn't have to spy him. He's going to catch him. He doesn't have to spy him. He'll just sack him.
He's going to have to spy him. The man just ran for 120 yards.
Does it count if he played the Patriots?
It does. We were talking about betting, and I forgot to mention this. There was a prop bet, a bet last night that was Fields over 25 yards and Ja over 25 points. I think Ja had 40, and Fields had 120 yards. Easiest bet.
By the way, 1 o'clock, Fox, Bears at Cowboys.
I'm not surprised.
Pats, Jets.
Well, you got to look at what else is on Fox.
Just the Giants, Seahawks at 4:25.
Yeah, the only other Fox game is Vikings Cardinals at 1 o'clock, I think. So if they're going to put one on, it's going to be that one. Oh, and the Panther Falcon game we just mentioned. Dolphins Lions is Tua's back, right?
Yeah, but they did absolutely nothing in the second half.
But
the Lions are terrible. Lions are so
I think
bad.
that's a good bet for the Dolphins. Although that could be a sneaky come back and lose by 3 thing again.
Right.
But I'm sticking with the freaking Cardinals, another team I don't know what to do with.
Right.
I'm going the Vikings.
It's 1 p.m. in Minnesota, so I'm going Vikings.
Yeah.
Going Raiders, because I don't know if Andy Dalton or...
This is like a really shitty week of games.
It really stinks. I'm just going to sleep on Sunday.
Jesus.
The Jets are going to beat the Pats.
Wait, you skip those shitty New Orleans? I'm going Raiders.
I'm taking the Raiders.
They both
I don't know.
I think Winston's playing this week.
As good as last week was for me, it's going to be the exact opposite.
I don't know what the Saints do. Again, the Saints are like
as of 1 minute
like
ago.
Dalton had like a great week, but he still gave up like 3 picks.
He's still Andy Dalton.
According to Bleacher Report, according to NewJersey.com, NJ.com, San Francisco will spend whatever it takes to get Aaron Judge.
It is widely assumed
the West Coast is going all in.
that they will not be outbid. If he chooses to go somewhere else for less money, that's up to him. But they're gonna throw all their money at him.
They said, and then the Dodgers have said they've already spoken to Betts about moving back to second base.
Jeez.
That's
retarded.
That's risky. A guy with already has injury problems, you're gonna go now move him into the infield where he's got to move more.
No, he's gonna move less if he plays second base than he does right field. Also, he just want to go glove in right field, so that seems like a pointless thing.
Also, you have a DH position for this exact.
The Dodgers getting Aaron Judge is not the answer to the Dodgers' problems. I don't know what the answer to the Dodgers' problems is. I don't know what else they could have done. I think you just have to fire Dave Roberts at this point, and that's probably the wrong decision too. But I just don't know.
How about Skip Schumacher? I didn't even know that guy retired.
Yeah,
I was gonna go somewhere.
Skip Schumacher. I'm just glad they didn't fucking hire Luis Rojas. That would be my nightmare. 19 times a year seeing that guy.
The Marlins start playing better because of Luis Rojas.
Yeah, fucking Luis Rojas.
No, quickly Jake would run to Miami if Luis Rojas is the manager. So that was what they were thinking.
I don't hate Luis Rojas, but it's just so annoying that
we got put into such a bad situation.
And we knew it from day one. From day one, we were like, this guy's not ready. I just knew it.
They literally hired Carlos Beltran, who's never managed a game of baseball because Luis Rojas wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it. I'm going Jets because we got black helmets this week.
I'm going Jets because I just think they're better. Although Bailey Zappi. Why? Are we being sarcastic about Bailey Zappi, or are we serious?
I think this is like, I'm not going to say it's the same situation, of course, because it's not Bledsoe. I'm not comparing McCorkle to Bledsoe, but like, he literally, Bailey Zappi may be a lot better than McCorkle.
But
I think Mac is still banged up and he didn't look right.
People went nuts over the touchdown that he threw to a wide open guy who fell down.
Right.
Because it was such a bad throw. I don't know.
And he also kicked the other guy in the nuts, so.
Yeah, McCorkle's a scumbag, which we already knew.
Can we get over the whole Alabama quarterback? I mean, Jalen Hurts. Okay. So when Danny and I walked over to the Talking Giants tailgate the other week.
And Tua looks good.
Then went to
What?
I was talking to Mojo, whatever that was.
Mojo Jojo?
The
Remember that guy from Cartoon Network?
The stock thing that they like trying to build up for sports, for football. So I was talking to Jones. He asked me 3 questions, and one of them was underrated players, and I said Jalen Hurts because I actually think Jalen is pretty underrated.
I remember you saying this. Yeah.
And I said like right now, when you're looking
accurate.
at like quarterbacks, yeah, I think Jalen Hurts is kind of underrated.
I think we were
I
all
don't think
pretty
he's
sure
getting the love that he should be getting.
Well, I think we were all pretty sure that he was going to be the thing holding them back, if anything was holding them back, and he hasn't. So sure, I would say that he's underrated, but
he's managing the game that he's supposed to and making the right plays when he needs to.
He's doing more than managing. He is
but that's what I'm saying.
Sure,
he's pushing all the right buttons.
He's making smart decisions. He's playing well. He's going to cover 10.5 because Kenny Pickett doesn't know how to throw the ball inside the 20.
Yeah, that's rough.
He literally can move the ball down the field, Kenny Pickett, but then he gets inside that 20, and it's like Mitch Trubisky's on the field.
How many interceptions has he thrown so far?
And the Eagles' secondary is stupid, thanks to us for giving up on Bradbury because we couldn't afford him.
Yeah, well, that's a money thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Kenny Pickett has thrown 7 interceptions, and I think he's played 2 games.
Yeah. Shout out, Dave.
Oh, wow. Kenny Pickett's played 4 games already? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he came in the second half of the Jet game.
Yeah.
Okay, so he threw 3 interceptions, 1 interception, no interceptions, 3 interceptions. He got hurt in the Buck game, though.
Right.
Mitch played most of it.
Mm-hmm.
He threw 52
passes. This is a really low spread.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that game was a blowout, so they had to.
It was, but 52 passes, jeez.
Daniel Jones has more rushing yards than Najee Harris. Fun fact.
Oh my God!
No, Danny, I didn't even notice you wrote this. That Salem Mew potential return post buy.
Oh yeah, I was it's okay.
800 things. Also,
I'm taking the Titans.
I also found $75 field level tickets for the Rutgers Michigan game.
Well, have fun.
Dick.
Call Brian.
He's not.
Yeah, funny. Sure. He won't even spend the money he's already spent to go to a hockey game.
He's apparently going to be there tomorrow and Saturday, so I said I'll believe it when I see you in your seat.
That'll be a hell of a time. Titans, for sure.
Yeah,
again,
this is
fishy.
3.5 is.
Yeah,
Texas have played well this year. Just power of love.
Henry's gonna rush for 100 yards.
All the teams that I say I don't know what to do with them, it's because the shitty red zone on DirecTV doesn't show them. That's my answer.
How the hell is Washington a 4-point dog?
Because it's in Indianapolis.
I don't care.
And also, Washington. The quarterback for the Colts is the same guy that screamed out that Texas is back. So,
right.
Danny, did you know there's a website dedicated to Texas? Danny, did you know there's a website dedicated to Texas being back?
No, but this doesn't surprise me.
Texas college football has a website.
I have a question. Does Jonathan Taylor still exist?
No, unfortunately, he's dead.
He retired? That's unfortunate. I'm taking the Commanders because I don't know.
Tyler Heineke.
So's the rest of the world, apparently.
Yeah, I
Danny?
think that's going to be my bet of the week.
Tell me this is not a great thing.
Halfway back.
They're
There
halfway
we go.
back.
Well,
Well, they
next
just
year,
lost to Oklahoma State, so
I'm
it was
rooting
tough.
for them next year. So
Well, yeah,
next year,
when Manning's there, they got to start next year fully back, right?
Right.
Arch,
You
man.
can't be halfway back with a Manning at
How about
quarterback.
this? How about this? So Daniel Jones is our quarterback for the next 3 years.
Oh,
And
I'm
we
not
suck.
looking forward. We're not getting the. How about we win football games and not have the first overall pick?
It was. I'm being
Yes.
funny.
You win a Super
Unless
Bowl
he
with
pulls
Daniel
his
Jones,
uncle and he goes,
then
"Wait, the
tank.
Chargers are about to draft me at number 1. Can I please not go there?"
0 for 3 for the Chargers to get Manning.
You know what's very funny is that happened with Elway in the 80s, and it happened with Eli, and it happened with like Eric Lindros. In the day of today, with all the social media and all people, players first and whatever, nobody's done it in forever. Like the closest thing, like they just don't play bowl games, but that's it. They just go wherever they're told to go. Like Trevor Lawrence should have been like, I don't want to go to Jacksonville.
Right.
Yeah, but Trevor Lawrence was like, "Oh, I get to be in Florida. I get nice weather. I'm going to make a lot of money being the first overall pick. Who cares if my football career is long?"
There was a video on TikTok of it was Marvin Jones, and he said they asked him how quick he knew the Urban Meyer thing wasn't going to work, and he said the second week of training camp.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, I love it.
Per Frankie Muniz, a Malcolm in the Middle reboot is in development,
Interesting.
and that Bryan Cranston is the one developing it.
He's not going to be in it though.
Unless they make it where it's like he's the grandparents.
He'll probably pop in like they did in that Full House reboot. Niners, they like beat the Rams every time. I think.
Yeah, other than the NFC Championship game.
Right, outside of the championship game, they're like they won like 8 in a row against them.
We don't know who's running the ball for the Rams. The Rams only throw to Cooper Kupp, so I'm going Niners. And they're gonna be pissed off after the ass kicking Kansas City gave them last week.
Probably.
But McVay has 2 weeks to prepare. I'll go Rams with the plus.
I'm very curious about what's going to happen if like McVay or Shanahan just start being bad, and then like half the league is based their offenses around these guys, and they stink.
Yeah.
Like I'm very curious about how that.
No, I'm switching. I'm going to the Niners.
Okay, I'm taking the Niners too.
G-Men, I've been picking them every week. So
taking the G-Men.
Bills. Sorry.
This is the game. You know what?
Guys,
I'm going to go with Green Bay. And the reason I'm going to go Green Bay is the Bills are where you think that because they're playing a shit team that they're going to blow them out, and then they suck.
I like the logic.
And they've been due for that game this year.
The Packers put up 20 points in the first half against the Giants and haven't been able to score since.
We broke your team.
Literally broken. Like they couldn't move the ball against the Jets. They had 1 touchdown drive maybe 2 against the Commanders.
We broke your team.
It's awful. It's truly, truly awful.
It's so crazy how the Giants just don't play the first half of football. It's so frustrating. It's like can't we go up by 30 points in the first half and just not worry about the second half?
Well, it's not like they don't.
How many years in a row did we watch our team go down 30 points in the first half and then have to throw it?
They keep it close though.
And also this year we haven't given up points in the last couple of minutes of every game. That was impressive last couple of years.
Again, these are just basic NFL level coaching things that you didn't have, and now you have. It's really it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing, ain't it?
It is.
I'm going Bengals.
Yeah, for sure.
Watson can't come back fast enough.
I'm so
really
curious about
feel
what they
bad
do
for like. Actually, no, never mind. I take it back.
I don't feel bad for the Browns.
No,
No,
I was
they
gonna
knew
say,
what they were
I'm
getting
starting
themselves
to feel
into.
bad for Troy and
Eh,
Buck.
I'm not. They're
they
making a
paid
lot of
enough
Buck's
money.
not going to the World Series, is he?
No.
No, it's not Burkhart either. It's the other. It's the guy who did the. I don't know his name.
Joe Davis.
Sounds right. The over-under on this game is 47 points. I'm going to make it an even 50.
Yeah, I think it's Joe Davis. I think that's his name.
I did 45.
Who am I paying money to? There we go. All righty. So the Packers suck. We saved Vin's life. He's not ready to jump.
Yeah,
Danny has a lot better vents than you do when he gets mad at his franchises. And you're an owner. You should be more angry about your team.
I know. Should be pounding the
Danny-
table.
Danny doesn't even have a percentage of the Giants.
Okay, so I'm gonna. There's two reasons. One, Danny has more Giant fans to talk to, so he can coordinate his thoughts a little better. I'm just in my own head. It's a scary place. And also, Danny has more experience with being bad and yelling at his football team. So,
And I have the same amount of Super Bowls, man.
but you still have more experience with yelling at your football team. I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter to.
Whoa!
I don't know
that's
who.
speaking
Are
of.
you gonna write yourself? Wait.
speaking-
Is he writing himself a strongly worded letter?
Right, I don't know who I would send it to.
All jokes aside, you should ask our friend Snacks on how to write an angry letter.
I'm gonna call Danny. Give me his phone number. I'm gonna call him and say, "How do you write a strongly worded letter to the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker in Green Bay?" And I'll ask them why it's so bad.
He wrote in his letter last year that it was too below him to call him Mr. Mara in his letter. I'm just gonna call you John.
I'm gonna hand deliver it on November 13th and say, "Here are my thoughts. Here are my 95 theses. I'm gonna post them on the outside of the wall."
That's insane.
But yeah,
I would like to see.
We told him
see
that
this letter that you're writing yourself.
If we make the playoffs, that Snacks has to write a nice letter referring him to Mr. Mara.
Referring to him as Mr. Mara?
Yeah.
I don't think you should do that.
If we make the playoffs, yeah. It's only fair.
Sure.
If I think we've hit the point where it'd be very disappointing if we don't make the playoffs with 6 wins already.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be
We're going into Halloween weekend with 6 wins. If we don't make the playoffs, it's going to be a lot more disappointing than if we.
And we're praying that we were irrelevant to Halloween. So good for us.
You made it to Halloween.
We did it.
It's
funny. Like the Mets to the All-Star break for training camp. We did it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but
Here's
it's going to suck.
That's
that,
my letter.
I wrote that as an article when we used to have the SND blog back in the day. After an Islander season.
One blog each for months at end.
It literally said, your 2000 whatever recap, New York Islanders, we suck.
Shockingly, you could reprint that one this season if you'd like.
I was thinking about bringing it as a sign tomorrow.
I mean, really a disaster, to be completely honest. Anyway, I think we covered it all.
You know what?
Go Astros.
Go Astros. Also, by the way, it's like full Houston, Philadelphia for the next week and a half. Because it's like after game 5, they're off Thursday, and that Thursday night, November 3rd, is Eagles in Houston.
Well, that's not really a game, unfortunately.
It's a nice day off for the people in Houston to go do something that
I think we should bring Matt Schaub out of retirement, so that's and Andre.
Maybe it'll be Matt Schaub night. Maybe it'll be Matt Schaub night. Yo, you remember when they traded for him? him from Atlanta, and everyone thought that they were going to be like the next best team in football.
They were pretty good for like.
And they went like 9-7 every year and won the division because they played a shitty division.
They played like I don't know how many. It felt like 6 Saturday afternoon,
Saturday
4:30.
4:00.
Yeah, exactly.
4:00.
Against the Bengals. There was at least 4 of them.
They would play some
Saturday
team, and
afternoon, 4
they would
o'clock.
always find some stupid way to lose them.
Yeah. Well, Matt Schaub just threw pick sixes until his eyes bled.
Oh my god!
It happens. They won one with T.J. Yates. I'll never forget that. The Yates of hell.
The great T.J. Yates, that North
was
Carolina
about to
blood, that
I
Tar
remember
Heel,
who they beat.
that Tar Heel blood.
Yeah, but they beat somebody. T.J. Yates beat somebody in the playoffs.
T.J. Yates playoff game. It's literally the first thing that comes up.
Of course it is.
By the way, it's Taylor Jonathan Yates.
Taylor Jonathan Yates beat the Dolphins. No, he beat the. That's what the Dolphins. He played for the Dolphins. He beat the Bengals. He did, of course, he beat the Bengals on Saturday.
Does it count though if you beat what's his name's Marvin Lewis's Bengals? Did it really count as winning a playoff game?
JJ had a pick 6. He threw a 40-yard touchdown pass to Andre Johnson. So just close your eyes and throw it down the field. And Arian Foster had 2 touchdowns. So
right. Let's go over the fact that JJ made it to play in a playoff game.
Yeah, he made it the whole way through the season. Good for him.
It doesn't mean he made it through the season. It just made he made it to a playoff game.
He made it to the playoff. Right. Whenever he has to time his injuries to get back for the playoffs is what he does. It worked this year.
Right, and then get rehurt for the playoffs.
What was great was that it worked last year, and it was like, all right, he's back, and they got destroyed. Oh, man. All right.
Has he ever won? No, yeah, that one playoff game. I was going to say, has he ever won a playoff game?
They won a couple, I think.
All righty, boys. Anything final words?
No, keep winning, Giants, and better luck next
Packers.
year.
Like I said, they could turn it around at any moment, but I'm less and less confident that they will. JJ Watt
Yankees or the Packers?
Both.
What's the next couple of weeks look like for you guys? Bills, loss.
Bills,
Lions, okay.
Lions, Dallas,
Tennessee
on Thursday night.
In Philly. Wow.
Yeah, loss.
I just saw one win in the whole month of November. Congratulations.
If we beat the Lions, I'll be surprised, to be honest. They can at least move the ball. Anyway.
Well, have a good one, everybody.
Later.